Welcome back to the D&D family gamers. I'm taking you back on Genshin Impact, folks. Welcome to the show. And we're possibly playing a god awoken. It's, excuse me, say what? I don't know if we got to fight it. So if you enjoyed the 1-1 college drive this one, let's get some ass and see what's happening. I'm kind of cool here.
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Shao? What is here?
Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Qixing. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle.
Why not on their
Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Qixing, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
That was pretty epic.
One certainly could.
Oh yeah, folks, last time we took on Child, that was nuts.
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
This is nuts, I love it.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
You got it, ma'am.
Yep.
Whoa! Impressive?
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
Yo, hey! I'm gonna be active! Dudes, just make it nuts.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go up too!
We Adepti have not faced the god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
Whoa! Oh, even an animo type! That is cool! No! No! No, 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 no! Child, ready! Move!
With the wind!
Get out of here! Oh, I thought I would take him out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit! Oh, yeah, that's dead. Go, go! No, 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 no! Nope.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Ned. No, 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 no. Try this out with side!
Windblade!
What is that?
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Wait, what? Whoa! Ow! That hurt. I'm running out of healing items fast. Let's see.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring.
Oh my god, no, no,
Snezhnai's
no.
diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
No! Do it now!
Verdictus!
This quickly.
No! No! No!
The ancient god's attacking again!
I don't get on him!
Between two! We kill him!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Take him out!
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Cars. Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
Hey, Granny! No! No, you don't!
Windblade!
No, no, no!
Disappear!
No, you don't!
I miscalculated.
There goes that one!
Disgusting.
Thanks, Granny! You're awesome!
My duty.
Okay, that's that one down. Okay, there's more. Come on, move!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
Alright, here we go. That's another one. We're doing all
My
on
name
health.
means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
I'm running, but I'm gonna play a little fight. Oh. Oh. Thank you, dude. Alright, let's get him revived. Let's heal him up a little bit. I gotta make my food when I get a chance. Whoa! Whoa! Alright. There's no things popping up, so I guess we won. But we were waiting for the timer to go.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
Whoa! Get
This will
off
hurt a
me!
little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
You got it. Holy shit!
Disappear!
I'm flying! That one's dead.
Windblade!
Nope.
Yeah!
That one's out. No, you don't.
What?
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
Good.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Nope.
Windblade!
No.
Yeah!
Nope, nope.
With
no,
the
no.
wind!
This isn't good.
That was... See, we need to get over there now. No, no. I have the power! Now die!
Disappear!
My work
Let's go.
Maybe lose myself a little. Look at
There we go, she's out. Next one, let's go.
have a load of this.
No!
Windblade!
Dude, now this is what you call a power up.
shine.
You're out.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Good!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
There we go. There we go. We're doing it. Let's go. That was sick.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Oh, what now? This is that close. Look at that. That was so much fun, though. Uh-oh. Oh, frick hell. This is gonna hurt. He destroyed the ballista. Uh-oh. Hey, what about? That's it, dude.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
Oh?
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand.
You got it.
Old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
That was sick! That was an awesome fight. G frickin' G, folks. I did not do enough like that though. Holy crap, I'm all food. I like how Show, he was giving us power up for speed. The old lady gave us a freaking mega boost on damage. King Shing, I think that's about the name. Probably pronounced it a little long. That was freaking nuts. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's a clap. Bam.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time.
Really?
It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
Okay.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing.
Wow.
Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations.
That was
Thank you all
awesome.
for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago.
Okay.
Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat.
That, folks, was
But that
nuts.
does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago.
Wow.
Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
Uh-oh.
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
All on the same side.
Yet
here.
another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Wait.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
Oh, come on!
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Lantern rite?
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
You're Adeptus.
Okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Take care, Adepti. You're all cool. They all got my respect.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too?
Great. You got any more news for me, kid? Don't worry,
doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Dude, that was sick. That was so much fun. Come on. Oh, that's right. This one. I forgot there's not anything for that. Whoopsie. Give me rewards. Hands down, folks. That was awesome. That had so much battles. That was sick. But I really need to get me some food going. If I don't get food, I'm going to die. A lot. 200 meters. So we're looking for the guy with. We can already tell that's gotta be the god. He has to be. And Chow is so close to more type. Wait. Go. Oh. Don't worry about the guy. Oh wait. Oh, there it is. We're almost there. That was seriously close. A lot of fun. I had a blast doing it.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
Okay.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui?
Oh boy.
Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Then let's move. Stop yakking. Let's move. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that was intense. That was intense. That was intense. That was intense.
Thank you. Feel free to take a look around.
I like this area. I don't know why. The red and the wood really makes a nice design. I like it. That's why I'm hoping today we can unlock the teapot. Alright, let's see. Enter the bank. Summons up. I got a bad feeling. But that was awesome. Plain and simple, awesome. Best fight in. Don't get me wrong. Stellar Terror, that fight was nuts. But fun.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Bite me.
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally.
Bullshit.
Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end.
Yeah, I kicked the sorry ass.
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
No!
The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
They look like chess pieces. Am I wrong? No, don't give her it.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio?
I got a feeling.
No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
Valid question.
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come.
Really?
Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
You're over 6,000 years old, dude.
Oh, Zhongli.
He's cool. I
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role,
money.
I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
Why is so special about these things?
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore.
Nope.
The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, Traveler.
You're welcome.
These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god.
Okay, you know what I tell this one right here?
Hey,
She's
what
gotta
about
be a
me?
character you can play as.
Doesn't anyone feel the least
Child.
bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
Yeah, shut up.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything.
If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
I'm not from
Well
here.
then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her
The Zappa
Majesty,
who?
the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Ooh.
Do as you wish.
It may be just me, but it looks like the hobbits all have a grudge against each other. Or
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for Enosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Wait, what?
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts.
Wait.
For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts.
We have him on the team already.
As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Damn you! You couldn't give it. Come on! Oh, I know! Wait. Oh, now we gotta leave. The Pond Farewell. Now, I don't know if this is gonna unlock us to go to the next region, or we gotta get a further adventure rank. I think you need to get like adventure rank 32, I hear? Or I could be wrong. This story, though, is so dang good! Like, the characters, love them. They're really cool as designs. And the bad guys, I want to kick their asses! Wait, what?
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
You got it, I'm going. Oh, nailed it. That was awesome. This one-time session was a blast. Now, do I have the event unlocked to do the teapot?
Hello?
No, still not unlocked yet. I'm doing this one, folks. If we can get it set in the next 10 minutes or so, I will do it. As long as I don't go much of anything. Whoop! Let's go over here, talk to this guy, kind of in order.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Huh. Interesting.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Okay.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Okay. Alright, let's go listen.
Hear ye all! The Chi Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not, and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors, or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot.
Yeah, probably.
Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything.
Shut up, Paimon.
Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Alright, I'll roll. Stop yakking, let's move. Oh. Ironically, I have all three girls that's right there. I only have one of them, the main one.
Kuching. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Damn, this story is insane. I freaking love it.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Okay, are we in trouble?
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard,
okay,
our eyes
you
see
and
far,
on my team.
and our reach
now.
is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Oh. Is he gonna say anything?
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
This story, what the fuck? Wait, what do you mean look for the objective? Do I just talk to them? I'll talk to you.
Why you? Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless?
He's trying to find his sister!
If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Whoa! Maybe just me, but I think
the cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite. There's much that remains to be done. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Nah. And the last one is Ningguang. Ning Dong.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe that future generations will say so too when our deeds come up for their review.
Wait. Oh, there he is. That was pretty cool, I gotta say, folks. The day was so much fun.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up potions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again.
Yeah, they will.
And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years?
Makes sense.
Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
Yawn.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinya kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do.
Wait, he can create it?
When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Wait a minute! That is a hint, because beforehand, before the update came out, they did have it closed up. It wasn't done yet.
The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
And that is?
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Wait, what?
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
What?
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
Yeah,
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
You think?
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity.
I cannot wait to meet her.
It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm.
Really?
The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people.
Huh?
7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know.
Yeah, bullcrap liar.
That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead.
Right.
I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions?
You suck.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
What about child?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god.
True.
I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui.
Oh, hell yeah, nice one, Ningguang.
Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti. Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Now about the Mora.
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your Gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo Archon's power.
Really?
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint.
But...
well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
You did, jackass.
Did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea. It's a shame.
God!
What's a shame?
He didn't do it.
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Nope, that's it.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
AKA the developers. That's funny. I respect it though. That was awesome. That was gold. That was pure flippin' gold. Ooh, give me that loot. A teapot to call home! We got it! Wait, what? Wait, Catherine? Hold on. Whoop, I'm bad. Yeah, fine. I wanted the teapot one. This one. Wait, what's this one now? Oh, wait, what? No, that's what I want to do. Let's go talk to the old lady. That was freaking awesome! Hands down, awesome! Oh, I need to do those trials anyway, I forgot about those. Go too quick. Hands down, folks, that was amazing. It was so good! So dang good!
Ah, children, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Am I in trouble again?
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already.
Yeah, Larry,
I could hardly ask for more.
Which is awesome.
In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
Me?
A gift? For Paimon?
You're too kind.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it.
Yes, ma'am.
When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds.
That is true.
That simply won't do.
No.
Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you.
No shit.
Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Wait, seriously, what?
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world.
What?
The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need.
A fleet-footed?
What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely.
But nowadays
you would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies. And if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there.
My brain is broken.
But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand.
My brain cannot
Extended
process.
contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Well, then perhaps.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Oh my god, you have
Allow me to do the honors.
You gotta be
This
kidding
child
me.
here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me.
Whoa.
Yen Fei,
I
I
have
believe you've
her.
already heard of the Traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records.
My brain breaks.
You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Qixing. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a
She's a
legal problem?
prototype.
You can come right to me.
Can I see the
Oh, yes.
going?
Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy.
Thanks.
If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
Crap.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Wait.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
She could be only a core adeptus.
An adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway.
So
he mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
Hey, I'll help
I know,
out.
Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Hey, I like that. The public book out of nowhere.
That's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, All of them had to do with rare ores.
My brain hurts.
He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some smaragdus jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
My brain hurts.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
That's fine.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. That's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Hey, I gotta say, Yangfei is really a cutie. I can't help it, all the girls in here are either cuties or freaking hot. No, where am I going? I forgot. Oh, wait. Oh, it's actually close by. Oh, I'm dumb. Well, folks, I think I'm gonna end it here because I'm gonna do another stream of something else, and I might come back to this to get that damn teapot. But if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like button, comment, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in the next one of Genshin Impact. We took on a guy and kicked his ass. Well, apparently Ningguang and the Adepti did. We just did our work at the Futai. The Futui, I mean. Not Futai, dummy. See you in the next video. Take care.